Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. I'm one half of the Dungeon Swag team, and this is the 3.5 Monster Manual. And today, at this very moment, we are on the Lamia, which is this fella here. It is essentially a centaur lion guy. So let's start as we always start, and make ourselves a base. So this is just a little Dollar Tree poker chip. I bought a whole pack of these for $1.25. I have one that I have not yet dug into too much. I'll show it to you what it looks like in case you're curious. It's just something like that. It's $1.25, and it's a dozen or dozens of size large-ish bases. Now, a size large base is technically 2 inches, and this is not quite 2 inches. But it works really well for, it's 1.5 inches, a little bit over, but it works really well for size large minis. And it also, depending on how much space they need to take up on them on here, you can adjust it around to make it work. So let me get a couple lions I have pulled out of the box and see which ones would fit on here. It looks like they all will fit on here well. So we can use any of these lions to get the Lamia's body made. I'm kind of liking this one. That one's pretty muscular, though. In case we need a really muscular lion, this guy could work. Let's see if we can't snip off some of his weird parts that I don't like. Okay, so I'm going to rough this plastic up a little bit while I have it down here. And that's just to help some of the paint stick. There's other options. You don't have to sand this or brush this. You can spray it with clear coat if you want to. So let's get this snipped off. And this is like a pretty derpy lion head, so I don't know if I would keep that for anything useful. Oh, I just snipped off way too much there. That's okay. Clean it up with glue in a minute. Not a problem. Okay, let's get this base going. I forgot all about it. Oh, I need more baking soda, and I forget to get some. Alright. And I have more super glue up on my table, but I think I got enough down here probably. Several tubes of it laying around unopened, so. I didn't realize how expensive it was going to be to make this many monsters. I mean, relatively, I haven't even spent $100, but you know what I mean. For as many minis as we made, you know, I can't really complain about how much I've spent because it's been almost negligible. Just buying glue is the one that's been, hot glue is kind of pricey right now, I noticed. And super glue's up there in that getting expensive thing too. So I got some weird spots that are going to have to be hit with glue, but I think that we have enough to get started. So we just need to find a torso. My friend Sam put this on a base and gave this to me, but I really like his torso and thought it'd be sick for this guy. This guy looks like he's doing some kind of weird smiling and flying and has no nose. He looks like a Gith Yankee more so. Something like that would be good, but that head's not good. I got this guy with a bow. Let's see how that would look. Really, I'm partial to this guy, but my friend Sam gave this to me. I kind of don't want to cut it up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy. And I'm going to snip his legs off. Try to mount this dude. All right. This guy's bulk body just wasn't very big or good, but at the same time, now I'm realizing it would have been easier to use a tiger, maybe, to do this. Because of how much you had to cut away because of that lion's mane. Oh, look at that guy. Bloop. A tiger might be an easier choice. Because you only had to cut off that head and then kind of, well, that's way too thick of a tiger. That could be easier to work with for sure. Let me see if I have something just a little smaller than that guy. What is this guy? Like a panther? He's smaller. Oh, and he is our sacrifice. Alright, so the lions were not the go-to move there. And that's okay. We can't be perfect every time. That lion had a derpy face and probably was never getting used for anything anyways that we cut up. And that's okay. So I'm going to try my darndest to round this off to make less work for us in the long run. Oh, I like the feel of this plastic. Okay. I think I can snip a teeny bit off this guy's bottom, just a little bit. And all we're doing is dry fitting to get the right height to where the proportions don't look dumb. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit of this here on this dude. Oh, and I burnt myself already. Because that's how I like to start out my vids, just burning myself. Now that guy's bigger than that base somehow after all that. Okay, well, we'll just have to make it work. So to get this part to seam up, just get some glue and then drag it up and down and try to get a consistent All right, I'm going to look at the reference art and see where that kind of cutting point is, because I don't feel like that's it. No, that is it. Though I don't have a naked guy, but, you know, naked is as naked does. That is definitely the, how that sits, unfortunately. So I don't like this sword, so we're going to take this sword off, and we're going to add a new sword. Something big and curved, most likely. And as this is starting to cool down, we're just going to get a little bit more glue and bulk that out and fill that in and make that look as good as we can. Okay. And we got to figure out how we're going to make this guy work with this base, because he doesn't fit nice. And to do that, I think what I'm just going to do is get some dab, oh, not on the front leg, on these legs. Is that empty? All right. Stand by while I go behind me and grab some more glue. All right. Okay. Crusty toothpick. Let's get that glue rubbed around. Okay. Now we have a lot of glue on him that we can smooth down into the, and try to take some of the texture from the base model and just clean that up some. But we just wanted to make sure we had enough on there to accomplish the initial look of how he mounts to him. That was important. I think we need a little bit more back here too. Just using that minor burning hand spell to get rid of some spider webs. And I'm going to start putting some stuff I don't need away, because I get into this habit of leaving stuff out. So we need to make a new sword blade for him. And I have a lid here that's been kind of like my sacrificial now that is ridiculously way too big for what we need. So I'm just going to come back in here and try to get that closer to what we want. Let's see how big that is on him. That is ridiculously big. All right. Let me scissor this one. We're going to have to scissor this one. Okay. That's probably more realistically what we wanted there. Yep. So now I'm just using baking soda to cover up the seams of this armor that I don't want on him. And I'm just sprinkling on there very lightly and building that area up. Trying to get rid of some of the armor. Now he should be fairly sturdy. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit onto the sword there to make sure that that is going to be what we need. Then I'm just going to get a little bit on the blade, drag that out. And I'm going to let that just dry. Okay. I am going to spread it around to make sure we catch all the little edges and stuff and make it sturdy. Alright, so this is going to be our Lamia, and I think so far he's going to be okay. So if you want to join me in part 2, we'll paint him up. But in the meantime, if you like what I'm doing here, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, comment on the videos. I actually like that. That's kind of like a fun thing I do in my spare time, is like respond to the comments I get, which is not an enormous amount. But it feels nice to get comments. Join us on our Discord. That'd be sick. There's been people joining. It's awesome. People are showing us what they're making. And they're showing craps that aren't just D&D craps, guys. They're showing other craps, too. And I appreciate that. I like to see what everybody's up to. We got a gentleman making spoons out of wood and a lady doing something, I can't remember what it's called, where she's getting wool and making these animals, like a Yoshi head and stuff. It's phenomenal. It really, really is good. Like, you guys should come see it for real. Come share your art with us, too. And then go to the website and buy some minis if you're so inclined to do so. All that's going to do, really, is help us sell more minis is our plan. But we're not a big company. We're like dudes in our basement running a business. We're not a big corporation like Paizo or Wizards that's banking off of you, you know. We're just, we're not really going in it for money. We're doing it to make good miniatures for a good price, and that's what we're doing. So please check that out. And I'll see you guys in part 2 as we paint up our Lamia, and I hope it goes well. Thanks for watching.